You see the headlines. TEKASHI69 pistol whipped, kidnapped, robbed, and hospitalized. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. He just got out of prison, and he was talking about how he missed his little daughter. And if you notice, dudes, man, that's always trolling on the internet, all these dudes that be talking big game online, people love that. And the minute they make the choice, or they say they want to change, then they'll end up getting murdered, or end up in a situation like TEKASHI69. Because it's almost like the demonic realm, once it's got a hold of you, it refused to let you go. It rather destroy you permanently than for you to change your life. Now, this was just a matter of time. And see, this is what happened to people that troll people online. It's easy to be tough behind a computer screen. And another mistake that a lot of these rainbow dudes do, and a lot of things that they forget, is like the streets don't love you. See, I've heard so many of them in interviews talk about how they love me. Everybody loves me. The streets love me. My neighborhood loves me. So he goes back, he gives out all of this money. They get online, they be flossing, throwing money up, and they think they can walk without security. I've watched interviews of dudes that were up and coming rappers. And Vlad TV is always suggesting to them to get armed security. And most of them, if not all of them, always end up saying, I don't need security because I got my boys around me. But you don't know when those boys, your homeboys, will turn on you. You don't know who's really your friend or who's really your foe. Now, another thing too is they tend to put their guards down in their own neighborhood, in their own city. And they forget that there's wolves that's waiting to catch you slipping. Now, they followed him home after the studio. He's going home and they blocked his driveway, but I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to read the article to you and I'm going to put it on the bottom and you guys can check it out for yourself. But this is TEKASHI69 in his current state. TEKASHI69 was kidnapped, pistol whipped, and robbed and is now in the hospital, TMZ has learned. Sources close to TEKASHI tells us the rapper was working on a music video in Brooklyn early Sunday morning, and at around 4 a.m. he rapped for the night and drove home. We're told when he got there, another car pulled up and blocked his driveway, catching him slipping. His guards were down. Our sources say that that's when 3 hooded gunmen got out of the other car, grabbed TEKASHI, and pistol whipped him, knocking him unconscious. We're told the next thing TEKASHI knew, he was in the back seat of the car as the gunmen were driving around, telling him if he didn't get what they wanted from him, jewelry and money, they would kill him. Now, these 3 gunmen, they're going to slip up because that's the way the millennials work. They're going to put it online and they're going to get caught. They're going to do something. They're going to tell somebody. They're going to brag about it, and they're going to get caught. Just a matter of time. Other sources say a short time later, the gunmen pulled up to TEKASHI's home, and two of them made their way inside as a third guarded 6ix9ine inside the video. We're told the gunmen took around $750,000 in jewelry and between $15,000 and $20,000 in cash. Grand larceny, robbery, kidnap. While all this was happening, TEKASHI, baby mama, and daughter were inside the house but not hurt. That wasn't the end of it. We're told the gunmen then drove away with TEKASHI still in the back seat. Now, how were they able to get inside that house undetected? And the baby mama is not hurt, unless, of course, she was afraid and they didn't do nothing to her. And TEKASHI's still in the back seat of the car. At some point, 6ix9ine was able to open the back door and jump out. One of the gunmen began chasing him, but got scared and retreated because he was afraid he'd be ID'd. Now, that's interesting to me because they're doing all of this. They're masked gunmen. They got guns. They're whipping the dude. They're kidnapping the dude. They're robbing the dude. And then they get scared because they don't want to be ID'd. See, that's what I say about these coward millennials. They do things behind the scene. They do things in the dark. And see, I've always been told what's done in the dark will come to the light. See, they're tough when they're covered up. They got guns. They're behind a computer screen talking smack, not thinking that you can find them. And then when it comes back on them, they're crying, they're scared, they're playing the victim. Now, I'm not defending TEKASHI69 because you guys, if you watch that video I did of TEKASHI69, you'd already know how I feel about this dude, right? But like I said, it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. And if he don't change, things will only get worse. He's a target. You can't walk around the hood, even your own hood. I remember Foxy Brown, when her mom's house got robbed, decided to stay in the hood, because for some reason black folk allow other black folks to dictate to them their actions. If you get some money and you move out the hood, now you're trying to be white. You become all of these racial names that black people love to call you. So you decide to stay in the hood. And at the same time, not only you're in the hood, but you're on social media flashing all of this money and this jewelry, talking about how people love you and my city love me and I don't need no security. Well, after Foxy Brown's mom got robbed, Foxy Brown quickly moved her moms out of the hood. See, when you get money, man, you can't stay in your current state. I know you try to, and you don't want people to think that you think you're better. And you owe the hood nothing because the hood don't love you. The hood did nothing for you. So when you reach a certain status in life, man, you don't stay in the hood. You be smart. And unfortunately, the millennials of today are not smart. When I was growing up, stars were stars. Right? Celebrities were celebrities, and we weren't able to even touch them and get near them. See, that was just a fantasy. Like when the Jackson 5s came out, everybody loved the Jackson 5. We had posters on our walls, in our room and everything. We heard their music. We've seen them on television. But we weren't talking to them on social media. we couldn't get near them. That was just only a fantasy. And then when you were able to meet one of them or some of them, I remember women when they were touched by celebrities or stars, they used to faint. They'd faint just by getting near them, just having a piece of clothing. Now, keep in mind, they're just human beings, but they were stars. Go out at nighttime and reach your hand in the sky, or even get on a ladder and see if you can reach those stars in the sky. That's how celebrities are supposed to be. Yes, they are human. They are not God. But a star is supposed to be a star. A star is supposed to be untouchable. That's the era I grew up in. So now you hear a lot of these so-called celebrities that's coming out of the hood, that came up from nothing. Y'all are easy targets. It's easy for them to get robbed because they don't have the mind of a celebrity. They don't have the mind of a star. You're still trying to hang out in the hood to prove to black people, or try to prove to the hood that you still down, that you haven't forgotten your roots. Forget about your roots. Forget about them. I'm not saying don't remember and not learn from it. I'm not saying don't forget where you came from. But when you reach a certain status in life, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. And I know you feel safe in your own community, in your own hood where you grew up. But you've changed. And trust me, they had changed towards you. It's not the same. They would pat you on your back. Who was that? I read in an article where one celebrity or one rapper was somebody wanted to take a picture. And dude didn't want to take a picture, and he was snuffed, man. They ended up snuffing this dude. Punched him. Did something to him. Just haul off. Because sometimes people just want to get close enough to you to do harm to you. Right? So you don't let people into your circle too easy. You always keep that space, that distance. I remember when I was into the martial arts, like when I was growing up, a lot of times you can tell martial artists because it's like you're talking to them, but there was always martial arts, and they did it unconsciously. And this happened during training. You get to a certain, they only allow you so much space between you and them. If it seems like you're getting a little too close, they would adjust themselves where they can see you, where they can respond just in case you happen to be an enemy. They don't allow you to be too close. And they're always on point, never letting their guards down. And see, a lot of so-called celebrities nowadays, you let your guards down. You think people love you. Just because you have millions of views and thousands of views don't mean people love you. Because when they come under, when they come under those ghost accounts, you don't know who you're talking to. Even if they have a photograph up, you do not know who's talking to you. See, they're wolves in sheep clothing. So the remaining of this article says, our sources say TEKASHI jumped in the passenger seat of a stranger's vehicle and pleaded for help. Now, keep in mind, this is a dude that talked a lot of trash on the internet, that was going to people's hood, Chicago's hood in California, saying that he's not afraid to go without any type of security. The same dude. And he's lucky he wasn't killed. But it was just a matter of time. Our sources say TEKASHI jumped in the passenger seat of a stranger's vehicle and pleaded for help. The stranger called 911, then asked 6ix9ine to get out of the car at the intersection. An ambulance came and TEKASHI was taken to the hospital, where he remains. Doctors are performing various tests, including CT scan. Now, it's interesting, this is a celebrity. This dude got all this money. And even the strangest car that he jumped into, pleading for help, put him out. That just goes to show how much stat you really have. You're really nothing, if you really think about it. See, so it was just a matter of time that this was going to happen, and it happened. Maybe, hopefully, this will be a wake-up call. And some of the things TEKASHI said, it sounds like he was trying to wake up. But when you're on the dark side, when you're being rewarded by the devil, you can't get out of the game too easy. He's not going to loosen his grips on you just because you say you're tired and you're ready to make a change. See, there's a price that TEKASHI has to pay. And even if it means his life, he's going to pay that price in order to get out. So feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe. Until next time, I'm fearless.